Hi everybody, let me zoom. Get my zoom that's too far away. How are you guys? Let me just get you all squared away here. All right, that's perfect. Happy holidays, guys. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. And I hope you guys are excited about the new year because it's coming, it's on the way. I had a nice holiday. Just spent some quiet time with my family and worked a lot. But I enjoyed it. Wouldn't have had it any other way. Watched my niece and nephews open gifts and presents and just enjoy the things they received from Santa Claus and family. So that was it for me. But I'm super excited about the new year because I love all of the festive looks and activities that come from it. But my favorite thing about the new year is literally being able to refresh and bump into a brand new year and all of the opportunities that can come with the future of another year. So I'm super excited. And as you guys can see, I have just eye and brows on today because what we're going to do is contour the holidays away. So all holiday, all we do is eat foods that we normally don't indulge in, heavy foods, cakes, pies, hams, stuffings, everything. And we can get a little aside ourselves. So this one is actually a contour tutorial, but just being funny in the title, Contour the Holidays Away. So a way for us to get snatched after we've had all of our fun and indulgence in the deliciousness. And you can use this contour tutorial for New Year's too, because we still got more food to eat. So I'm just going to touch up my brow here, and I'm going to use my Chella Dazzling Dark Eyebrow Color, and this is in the shade Dark Brown here. Got that from the Fiction store, and I'm just going to touch up this end here. As you can see, it just needs to be filled in a little bit more. My braids kind of swept off some of that color. I've been running errands and working all day, so it's just time to touch it up a little bit. Okay. So got that brow corrected and filled in. I love the Chella Brow because it's such a true to tone color. And you get a lot of product in these little pencils as well. So it's definitely worth it. They only retail like 20 bucks. And then if you are a pro member with us, you get that 20 bucks minus the 20% off that you will receive as a pro discount as well. And before I go ahead and start showing you guys some cream contouring, I'm just going to go in with my First Aid Beauty mattifying primer. I love it too because it's refreshing and hydrating at the same time, especially this time of year where our skin just needs a little bit more hydration. Yes, us oily people too, we need some hydration. We need to keep the moisture in our skin. We've got the oil down pat, but not the water. I know some people are happy to not hear Christmas music, but I miss it already. Not gonna lie, I love Christmas. I'm always sad when it goes away. And you know what I missed? I missed filming. So I'm happy to be back on film. Of course, we took a little break for a holiday, and on top of that, I unfortunately had a family member pass away, so I took an extra day back home to just kind of be with family and enjoy the holiday, etc. But I'm glad to be back filming. Nothing makes me feel more at ease and comfortable than being creative. So I'm super excited about that. So let's get into this. So we're using a lot of First Aid Beauty products today as well, and of course some Fiction products. So before I actually do my cream contour, I'm going to color correct. And I'm just going in with First Aid Beauty's Bendy Avocado Concealer in my everyday shade. This is tan number 5. And I'm one of those people, I love to wear cool tones and mix them with warm, like blues, as you can see. But they tend to cast a shadow on my already shadowy under eyes. And so what I do is take my tan concealer, as you can see, it's just slightly deeper than my skin tone just by the littlest bit, and I use that to color correct the little bit of darkness and purple I can get under my eye. Just the natural shadow it casts, lack of sleep, and just the illusion of darkness that sometimes wearing those cool blue tones or greens gives my under eye. So I'm going to go ahead and conceal that. And just gently, because we're going to do a lot of creams today, gently blend that out. Just like that. And I'm actually going to go in today with my Stila foundation. I thought I grabbed it. Well, because I didn't, I don't want to get up. It's one thing I want to do is stay right here. I'm just going to use my little sampler of the Double Wear by Estee Lauder foundation. And this is in the shade Honey Bronze. They're neutral shades for me, even in the winter, just tend to go flat on my skin tone. So I will still stick to my spring summer shade when I do wear things like Double Wear or my Shape Tape foundation or anything that is more of a matte finish, which I tend to wear often is matte because I'm oily. But they just look really flat on my skin tone. So I stick to my spring summer shade unless I find a brand that can totally nail my skin tone in the winter time. Or if I have time to color correct, of course, I will color correct the foundation a little bit. So as you can see, I didn't put a ton either. You don't need a lot with Double Wear. It is a full coverage foundation. Then on my lips, I have the EOS Lip Balm. And I got that in my Secret Santa sock exchange. Thanks, Tara. And I've been loving it. It's so hydrating. And I keep it on and leave it on under my lipsticks and all day long, giving my lips that extra drink of water that it needs and nourishment, because I'm a lipstick girl, so I got to take care of my lips. You know? But I can't express I can't express to you guys how excited I am about the new year. I'm super excited. There's so many things happening and coming up, and I'm also grateful because this end of the year has been some losses in my life with people, and it just reminds you that life is not, tomorrow is not promised to anybody, and you want to definitely make the most of life while you're here. And you want to do something you love, and you want to be positive, and you want to educate and teach and pass on any kind of, in my opinion, any kind of knowledge you can. Enjoy to the next person. So, it's been a great year either way, and I'm super excited about what's to come. Just want to point that out. And I'm just going in now with my trusty rusty Airspun. And I'm just setting everything in place. And yes, I still set my base of my face before I do my cream contours. It's just a method that I like to do. Even though I know I'm going back over with creams, I like to set my base with the powder first. And we're going to touch up the eyes just a little bit at the end. I'm going to play with one of my Christmas gifts too. I just love the undertones of Cello's brow product. They're so perfect. They just match your brow the way they should. I'm just setting everything in place, and we're done right now with the powder. Let that get back in focus. So now I'm going to start working on the cream contour of it all. And we're going to snatch away those delicious holiday snacks with some cream contour. And a lot of people do ask, how do you cream contour? Is it hard? They ask for tutorials. They ask where you place everything and why. So we're just going to get into that. So you've already seen the color correction with the first concealer. the base with the foundation, and now we're going to go in with a couple of cream concealers to add our highlight and our contour. And it's definitely about placement for sure. So I'm going in with some Bendy Avocado Concealers by Fab or First Aid Beauty again. And I have the shades Light and Deep. And I'm going to use Light for some highlighting, and I'm going to use Deep for some contouring. So for me, I don't like to pull my under eye highlight right up to the top. I like to make small little triangle right under and then pull it up where I need to pull it up at. And if you want to lift a little more, of course you can pull it up towards the where your brows end, the tail of your brows end. And if you want to slenderize your nose, which is a step I don't normally do, but for a tutorial's sake, I'm going to put a little bit of that down. You can do the same thing. You can do a triangle. You can just do some little, I like to call them sun rays. The song's creepy. I don't really like it. Now I'm going to contour my chin. Now I'm going to go in with my Deep by First Aid Beauty, and I'm going to add my contour shades. So for this one, I'm just going straight up. I like to stop it right where the top of my ear begins, and I like to leave it exactly where the apple of my cheeks is a halfway mark. That way I'm not looking like I have a beard connecting going on. It's just not too long of a contour. And if you want to sharpen your jawline, of course, you can do a little bit. You can do the old classic 3 and E underneath. Feel free. And then on my forehead, I'm just going to make little edges. And I'm doing mine more inward towards the edges of my forehead, because I don't have a very large forehead, but also don't want to make it too small where it doesn't look proportionate. So I wanted to go more of a triangle shape for myself. Now you can go in with a brush, you can go in with a sponge, doesn't matter, it's definitely your preference. I'm going to first start off with my very lightly damp beauty blender, and I'm going to go ahead and blend out my highlight. And I haven't debated quite yet if I want to actually fully contour my nose. So for now, I'm just going to leave that highlight right there in the middle. And I'm going to see how it looks in the end. I don't often, or if ever, contour my nose. So I'm going to see what that looks like first before I add any depth to it or any shadowing to it. So notice how I'm not pulling it directly under my eye, because I don't want it to be color corrector, foundation, powder, cream that's like pulling my under eye down and making it crease early and faster and making it heavy. So I haven't pulled it directly up, just under, to give a nice natural highlight. And I'm just blending out my nose, my chin. Don't worry if you get some of your Cupid's bow contour on your lip, that's fine. And if you have a very pigmented lip and you have a certain color you want to wear and your lip shade tends to change the color of a lipstick, that's fine, because it just helps to conceal your lip color a little bit. And now I'm going to go ahead, like I said, and blend out the bridge of my nose. And I will decide later. See, it already looks a little bit slimmer. So I'll decide later if I want to add to that. Now we're going to pull this back, and that's why I have that clip here. And we're going to go ahead and take care of the contouring now that we're done with the highlight. And I'm just gently softening upward using my Beauty Blender to blend up instead of down. That way it doesn't look muddy and harsh, and I'm not casting a shadow in the wrong direction. Because this is meant to lift and sculpt. And creams are fun because you can wipe them away. So don't be afraid of cream contouring. Absolutely adore cream contour. And again, just blending upward. Whatever I need to go over with a brush, I can. But for now, that's where I want it. And I'm just mimicking what I'm doing on the other side. And careful not to leave any harsh lines with cream. It's very easy to. And as you can see here, I have a little mistake, just wipe away. And that's another reason I like to set my face with powder first, because where I don't want the contour to go, that powder is making it easier to wipe away. Then you can take a powder if you want, and you want to kind of sharpen that line underneath. I know a lot of people do that. But if I can get my blend exactly how I want to without powder, I'm happier. If I can get it softened the way I want to without doing that, one less step. You can take the cleaner in, and you can soften the top of that contour. You see how now it looks more natural but snatched. Looks better. Now this I'm going up, and I'm kind of blending it into my hairline. Then I'm going to soften the edges of it. So I want a diamond shape on my forehead. That's the look I'm going for. So that's why I focused it like that instead. Then you're going to do the same thing. So it's definitely important to know what your face shape is, and it's also important to know what face shape you're either trying to create or how to enhance the face shape you already have when you're doing contouring and highlighting, because it's going to make a big difference. And the outcome definitely determines you knowing those factors. So keep that in mind, because contouring is going to be different for every person. And another trick I like, because I do have a mole on my forehead, I like to put it back. And I like to put it back with my brow pencil. So I just take the tiniest tip of my brow pencil, just about that much, and look in the mirror. And I just put my mole back. I just enhance it. It's actually something I found out when Alicia Keys was doing The Voice. and she was doing the no makeup trend, like not wearing much makeup, but everybody on film needs some. They were actually just doing like a nice face balm, the littlest bit of brow fill, and they were enhancing her natural freckles so that the camera could pick it up. They were doing it with a brow product. So that's something I picked up from her makeup artist. Very simple, but you know, sometimes you don't think about stuff like that. So I have my contours exactly where I want it. I have my highlight. I like the way my nose looks with just that littlest bit of highlight in the middle. I don't really want to make it any slimmer, but if you wanted to, you could. I will do it for video's sake if you want. So I'm just going to take literally the smallest bit, same shade. I know a lot of people like to cap it off to give a lifted tip of their nose. That I don't mind so much at all. So I'm just gonna do the littlest bit. Take the very tip of my beauty blender, and I'm going to blend that out. Then if I don't like it, I can wipe it away because, like I said, I don't personally like a nose contour on myself. And you can do this with a brush or a miniature beauty blender. And I'm just patting it together because I did etches to it. And then what I'm going to do is blend it out on the sides. I've just never been a fan of nose contouring for myself. I'm going to go back in with that light and just put a little bit down the middle again, just to straighten my line. I'm just bringing it up to where I've already highlighted earlier. And it's helped me to soften that contour just a bit more. And I'm going to make it as faint as I possibly can. So what I'm doing is blending out the outer areas of that deep contour. And I'm going to leave it just like that. And there's my cream contour. What I'm going to do now is add some blush, and then I'm going to add some actual highlighting powder on top. You could stop right here, set the face or spread, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to keep going, and I'm just going to go into my Target blush book, and I'm going to grab, I want a warmer, you know what, I'm still going to do Rah Rah. I want a little bit of a, nope, you know what, let's do a Dusty Rose. I'm going to dip into Slumber Party. It's nice and subtle. And I'm just going to put that on my cheekbones and kind of merge it into my cream contour at the same time. And it's just going directly on top of that contour line on the apples of my cheeks and then upward towards my ears. And cream contouring doesn't have to be extreme, as you can see. It doesn't have to be this crazy, strong, harsh line. And you can still get the illusion that you want. You can even go over and bronze it up a little bit. I have some bronzer in here so I can show you that. You can go over your cream contour. And see how I didn't take away my contour. I just made a more natural merge of color with the blush going on top of it instead of completely covering that contour. You can still see where it is on the jawline as well, just nice and subtle. So as I stated, you can actually add some bronze to that cream contour if you want. I'm just going to come into Homecoming. I'm just going to dip right into that. Keep the same shape of my cream contour, and I'm just going to enhance it a little bit in the spots that I laid it down. And like I said, I wanted that more diamond shaped forehead. Just the littlest bit. That's all I did. And it's a shimmer bronzer, so I'm not going to bring it down to my jawline or my cheekbone. I want my contour to still be matte. There's no need to have shimmer here on my jawline. So now I'm going to go into my highlight on the top of my cheeks before we touch up a little eye and add some lip. And I'm going to go into the So Icy Beauty Bakery highlighter in the shade Glazed. And look, it's like a cute little mini pint of ice cream. Her original ones were huge. I have it. I should have grabbed it to show it to you. They were like actual ice cream pints. This is brand new, so I'm just peeling off the protective tape that keeps it from not going all over the place. And I'm just going to put the top back on and shake some product up there. So I'm actually going to go on with a light and fluffy brush. This one, and I'm going to just go on the outskirts here, and I'm going to give some glow to the cheekbones. I already have my highlight underneath my eyes, and I actually am going to go in lastly. Let me do that now, and I'm just going to set it because I am a creasy person. And I'm just going to set that light contour or highlight we did into place. And you can even do that with like a brightening powder and set it in place. I'm not a fan of baking, so I'm not going to bake it, but I am going to set it a bit just to keep those creams where I want them. And it does look nice with the brightening powder. I'm going back into my brush, picking up some of that product and just swirling it inside the top because it is pretty pigmented. And just skipping this ad. And I'm just going to highlight. See how pigmented that is? And just on the top of the cheekbones. And again, not covering my contour or all of the work I've done with the highlighting as well. I'm just giving more of a glow to the skin. And since I've highlighted my Cupid's bow, it's going to pick up that glow on the top lip really well. And I can do a little bit on the chin too. you want to take some down the bridge of the nose, you can. Not too much because you can tend to look very greasy when you do too much. I'm a fan of just the tiniest bit. Like that. I don't like a whole lot. And I'm just pressing that into the cheekbones. So it's a pretty glow, but still subtle at the same time. So when it's hitting the lighting, it's really pretty, but it's not unrealistic of a sun-kissed glow. So I'm just going to pop the top back on my Beauty Bakery. And like I said, we're just going to touch up the eye a little bit. They are a little bit on the oily side. And all I'm going to do is take my brush and just pat some of the color back in. And all I did was go in with Mic Drop from the Tarte Pro Remix palette. And then in the inner corner in the lid, I went in with Create. So I'm just going to pat that color back on. And then we're going to go into a different palette for a inner corner highlight. I'm just replacing that pigmentation. Keeping the same form and structure it had. You could take a clean brush and soften the crease because there's already color there. Then literally just going to take the other side of this brush and dip it into Create. And just enhance it again. And then actually, I'm going to dust more of Mic Drop gently onto the waterline. Just the littlest bit. And as I stated, I'm going to take a clean blending brush, which I believe I have here. Just open a new set of brushes. And I'm just going to soften that crease. Make sure everything is nice blended. There's no product on here. And nicely merged into each other. Just like that. Then I'm going to take the tip of it now and I'm going to give myself a little bit of inner corner highlight. And I'm going to dip into some Pat McGrath. Just one color. It's all I need in the corner. This palette is amazing. I got it as a Christmas gift. And she's everything, honey. We love a good drama packaging too. So boom, bam. If you've never seen a Pat McGrath palette, now here you are. This one is just incredible. This is Mothership. And just look at that. Oh, honey. So pretty. I'm going into, she's got her names on the inside of the box. Astro Ghost Orchid. And that's just this nice, pretty, opalescent, iridescent shade. I'm just going to pop that in the inner corner of my eyes. And I'm actually going to take my beauty blender and move some of this tiniest bit of fallout I have. But I'm just going to dip into that and give the corner of my eye a kiss here. Just swirl it in there. She's just that good. You can even put some on the brow bone. You want to go there. Give yourself a pretty little highlight. It's just so pretty and light and airy. This palette definitely packs a punch though. Like, don't even get me started with Miss Pat McGrath Labs. Definitely packs a punch. So I'm going to pop the lid back on that. And I just wanted that nice subtle inner corner highlight. That's it. That's all I wanted. And put her back in her casing. And last but not least, I'm just going to pop a lip on yet another Pat McGrath. I'm going to use one of her minis. And it is in the shade Flesh 3. And these are her matte trance lipsticks. They're very matte. You guys seen I have my balm on underneath. And I'm just going to pop that lip on. And look at that, just from touching the bottom of my lips and pressing together. You really only need one swipe. I'm just extra. And there you are. There you are. You got yourself some cream contour highlight. I'm going to take my clip out here. Fix my braids. And we got a little holiday snatch. That's what we have. So I'm going to scoot back a little bit, actually. And put my hair up. Just so you can see the contour and highlighting. See how it translates on camera. And it just gave me a more diamond forehead. I already have an oval shape face and jawline, but I just kind of enhanced it more by contouring the jawline down some. And that's what it gives you. It just gives you that nice, pretty, cream, soft contour snatch. Yes, you can enhance it more if you want. Yes, you can set a little bit of powder underneath it to make it really sharp. I like mine to be nice and subtle at the same time though, so I don't do that, but you can. So I just show you where to place your cream contour and everything, and that is it. I hope you guys learned something in this video. Again, I hope you had a wonderful holiday, and hope you guys have some New Year's plans. And if you do some killer looks, please tag us on social media accounts at Multimedia Makeup Academy and show us your looks. And hopefully you guys have picked up some products from the Fiction Pro store to use that you can show us. But thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe to our YouTube to keep up with everything we're doing on here. And have a good evening. Happy weekend too. See ya.